Everyone, I'm the Tax Pro, and today we are going to go over adding a new customer into QuickBooks Desktop Enterprise. So here I have our fake company, ABC Corporation, and we are going to walk through adding this customer. This is the home page that you see when you first log in. Up here, you're going to see this customer option, and then you can go to Customer Center. So the Customer Center is going to be the best place to go if you want to manage customer activity. You can do a lot of things from the Customer Center. You can create new customer and job, you can create new transactions, you can print items, and you can look at your customers here. So you'll see that there's no customers listed here in QuickBooks Desktop. In order to add a new customer, we're going to click here, and you'll see that we can add a new customer, add job, or add multiple customer jobs. Click on New Customer, and then we're going to go ahead and name that new customer. So we're going to call them XYZ LLC. This opening balance right here is going to allow you to put in an opening balance that the client owes you. If this is a new customer, they shouldn't have a balance with you. You can create an invoice after we go ahead and create the actual customer. And so here we're going to put the company name, again, XYZ LLC, and we can put a contact. So we can put Mr. John Smith as a contact, and we can have him as purchasing director. You can add some additional contact information, so we can have their main phone number. You can have their email, smith@xyzlc.com. You can have a work phone number, mobile, fax, you can put their website, and you can go ahead and put some other data in here. This is going to be their address information. So we can have a invoice/bill to address, and we can also have a ship to address. So let's say that we have Sunny Street in Oakdale, California. We can copy this over, and we can just add the shipping information. That will copy over the shipping information here. Or you can also go ahead and just edit this. So we could delete that particular default shipping address, and you could put your own shipping address in here. So this could be, warehouse 1, and maybe we want to do, maybe they have a different receiving warehouse. So you can go ahead and enter it in here. You can add additional ship to addresses as well. This is going to be helpful if you have a client that maybe has multiple shipping addresses. Now we can go into payment settings. So we can go in here and we can have information on their particular payment terms that we're issuing them. So we may give them terms here. This is going to be terms that are just kind of by default loaded into QuickBooks Enterprise, but you can create additional payment terms. So if we do 1% 10, net 30, that means that the customer gets a 1% discount if they pay within 10 days. If they don't pay within 10 days, the invoice is still due within 30 days. They just don't get that discount. Okay. Same with 2% 10, net 30. That means they get a 2% discount if they pay within 10 days, but the actual invoice is due in full in 30 days. This 1% and 2% within 10 days, that is a great way to get customers to pay faster. You give them a discount. If they pay quicker, it gets cash in the door faster. So this is something that you'll commonly see with companies is they'll give you a discount for customers that pay quicker. We can also say that this particular client's payment terms are consignment, due on receipt, net 15, 30, and 60. Or we can add new. So this particular client, we're going to give them net 30. We can also set a credit limit. So I'm comfortable giving this client a net 30 terms, but I want to limit them to $20,000. I don't want to give them more than $20,000 credit limit. You can also put particular price levels in here. You see here, so this will give us a little bit of information on price levels, but this might slow us down. So you can set different price levels within QuickBooks Desktop that will allow you to kind of say this particular client is charged on this particular level. Let's see what information this is going to give us. So this is advanced pricing. And you can create price rules. So essentially what you can do is you can say XYZ LLC is going to be, in this particular price set, because either we want to give them better pricing or we want to give them, higher pricing, all that good stuff. Preferred payment method is going to give you information on, this is the way that we've set up for preferred payments. Maybe we're going to take American Express. You can give them an account number in here. So we could do 101. And then you can also save their credit card information. Make sure if you are saving their credit card information that you are compliant with all regulations to store that credit card. And then you can also accept online payments. So that is the payment setting area. Sales tax settings. So you have to have sales tax turned on in order to do this, but essentially we can have a particular sales tax setting for the customer. So we know if that particular customer gets charged sales tax. Sometimes customers do not get charged sales tax. Like if, for example, if they are exempt from sales tax because maybe they're reselling the products. There's certain information that you have to collect from that customer and that you need to maintain in order to be compliant. So you can save that information here. You can also have additional information. You can have customer type. Where did we get this particular customer? Did they come from a particular representative? So you can add a particular rep in here. You can also keep some custom fields in here if need be. So there's a lot of different information that you can store about this customer. And then we can also create particular jobs. I'm not going to go into the particular jobs because that's for a completely different video. But essentially what we can do is we can break customers down into separate jobs where we can track the profitability of a specific job underneath that customer. Finally, you can mark the customer as inactive if you want. It would be odd that you would mark them as inactive when adding them here, unless you just needed to get them into the system. So at that point in time, you can click OK, and then this customer is now part of your customer list. So you can search for them if you have a number of customers. This is where this customer information lives. We have the company name. We have Mr. John Smith as our contact. We have their account number, their terms, bill to information, all sorts of information right here. We can also see all the transactions. We can filter transactions by estimates, sales orders, invoices, all that good stuff. We can save multiple contacts in here. We can have to-dos in here, notes, and we can look at the emails that we've sent this client. So there's a lot of information that we can store within the client file once they have been entered. So that is a rundown on how to enter a new customer into QuickBooks Desktop Enterprise. There's a lot of information we can store here. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.